Hello Gaudi class and welcome to Maths for this week. We're going to start with our arithmetic. Now last week I asked you to time yourself and give yourself 5 minutes to get your arithmetic done. If you struggled with that and were finding 5 minutes wasn't long enough, then can you stick to 5 minutes? No more than that. If you actually found that 5 minutes was plenty, then this week can you try and do 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and see if you can get it done in that amount of time. If that's not enough, then stay with 5 minutes. It's not something you have to do. It's just a good idea to be able to get your arithmetic faster. So pause the video, have a go at your arithmetic and come back when you're ready for the answers. So let's start with challenge 1. 4, add 5. So I could use my fingers, 4, add 5. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And again, I could use my ruler. So if I can start on 4 and I can add 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get to 9. So either way, I know the answer is 9. 15, take away 7. Now it's going to be much easier for me to do this on my ruler than for any other things. So I'm going to start with 15 and I'm going to take away, which means my number's got to get smaller. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the answer is 8. I could do it in my head. I could put the 15 in my head, but I have to remember to count backwards. So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So the answer is exactly the same. It's just a matter of which method you use. And again, you could use a ruler for 18, add 5, start on 18 and add on your 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 23. Or you can do it 18 in your head, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It doesn't matter which method you use. And for the extension, I'm going to do it on the board again, like I did yesterday. So we've got something, take away something. And we've got the answer is 5 left. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly what I did yesterday. And I'm going to put my 5 in a special box. And I'm not allowed to touch what's in that box. I'm not allowed to put anything in it or take anything away from it. That is my answer box. So I want 5. So at the moment, I have got 5 counters on my board. I have got none outside the box. They are all inside my box. So if I had 5 and I took away nothing, I would have 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 counter outside my box. So now I've got 6 counters to start with. And I want to take away the ones that are outside my box. So that's 1. So if I take away that 1, I've got my 5 left. So I've got 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take away that 1, I have got 5 left. I'm going to add another 1 outside my box. So now I've got 5, 6, 7 to start with. I'm going to take away what's outside my box. So that's the 2. I'm going to take those away. And I'll have what's left inside my box, which is 5. If you can see a pattern here, we've got 5, 6, 7, and then we've got 0, 1, 2. So if I added another 1, which would make 8 there, what number do you think is going to go here? 0, 1, 2, 3. And we can see that because I've got 8 altogether, 5, 6, 7, 8. I take away these 3, and I have got 5 left in the box. I'm going to skip the next one, which would be my 9, and I'm going to go straight to 10. So I've started with 10, 5 inside my box, 5 outside my box. I'm going to take away what's outside my box, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I take those away, I've still got what's left inside my box. And there are lots and lots and lots of different answers you can have for that, as long as you've always got 5 as your answer. So now let's have a look at challenge 2. So if I look at my ones, I can see that I've got an 8, which is too big for me to do in my head. So I'm going to do that in my 10s and 1s. So I have got 48, add 21. I think I should confess to you that I have been given a new gadget to write on, and I'm struggling a little bit with it today. complaining about my mouse and how horrible my writing was with my mouse, but everything seems to be a little bit falling on its side today. Let's do the ones first. 8 add 1 is 9. And now my 10s, 4 add 2 is 6. So I didn't really need my 10s and 1 chart because actually I haven't had to carry anything. But I tend to find if the numbers are bigger than, my 1s are bigger than 5, I like to use my 10s and 1 chart. Right, 9 lots of 5. So I can count in 5s and I want 9 lots. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. What I can't seem to do with this is make my pencil go where I want it to. 5 add something equals 36. No, the other day I counted on from, but I can't count on from 5. There's way too much to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my takeaway. So I know it says add, but because the question is missing, I'm going to do a takeaway. So 36, take away 5. So 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31. And my extension. So funnily enough, I looked at this and the first thing that came to me was our repeated addition that we had last week. That was the first thing I looked at. One, oh, we can do a repeated addition for that. 5 add 5 add 5. I know that's not how I normally start my pattern, but I just thought that was what came to me first. So let's do it the way I normally do it. 15 add 0 equals 15. And then I'm going to do 14 add 1 add 0 equals 15. And then I'm going to do 13 add 2 equals 15. And this is all cheating really, because as long as I've got a 0 here, I'm actually only adding 2 numbers together. So let's do one where I've got 1 in each one. 13, and I'm going to split my 2 up. So I've got 1 add 1 equals 15. 13, 14, 15. And again, there are lots of different answers you can have, and I shall look at those when you put them on tapestry. So today we're going to be counting in 2s. So very quickly, let's just have a run through counting in 2s, starting at 0 and finishing at 20. On your marks, get set, go. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And if you found that tricky, or you missed out some of the numbers, and sometimes we do when we get to the teen numbers, then can you please just carry on practicing that? That's really important. We can count in 2s. So we're going to just count in 2s today, and we're going to use that to help us count how many biscuits we've got, how many cookies we've got. So each plate has got 2 cookies. So we're just going to count in 2s. 2, 4, 6. And socks come in pairs. So we're just going to count in 2s again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Just counting in 2s. So last week we made a dominoes game and we were doubling numbers, which is counting in 2s. So double 3 is 3 lots of 2. So 3 lots of 2, 2, 4, 6. Double 5 would be 2 lots of 5, or 5 times 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So doubling is just timesing a number by 2. So we're going to use that today to help us with our numbers. So if we were to double 2, which is what we've got here, 2 and 2, 2, 4. We're going to double 3. Now, it looks like we should be counting in 3s, 2 lots of 3. It says 2 lots of 3, but what we're going to do is we're going to change that round because we're much better at counting in 2s than we are at counting in 3s. So we're going to, because it's commutative, we can do that, and we're going to make our lives much easier. So we could just add these, there's not a lot there to do, but actually we're going to do 3 lots of 2, 2, 4, 6. And now we've got 4 lots of 2. So again, it says 2 times 4, but we're going to swap that round. So we've got 4 times 2. We know the answer is 8, but we're going to practice it. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now it says here that when we count in 2s, all of the numbers are even. And we are going to look at what odd and even numbers mean in a different lesson. But even means everybody has a partner. So if you think about counting in 2s, and doubling numbers and putting your fingers together. So if you do 2, 4, 6, 8, there are no fingers wobbling on their own. No one's left out. If you had 7, you'd have this poor finger here on its own wobbling. So when you count in twos, every finger, every counter, every number has a partner. So that makes them an even number. There's no one left out. There's no odd one out. Okay. So we're going to do 2 times 10. And you don't actually need to do this, because if I said to you what's 10 out of 10, you can all tell me that. But we're going to do it on our fingers anyway. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So counting in twos is a nice way of doubling. Counting, oh, I've run out of fingers. I don't know if I can do 2 times 11. But although this is a nice way of doing it, because this is a nice picture you've got here, because you've got a 10 stick here and a 10 stick here. So actually what we could do is go 10, 20, 21, 22 and do it that way. If you are going to do it on your fingers, you've got to remember to just carry on with an extra finger. You might need to borrow a finger from somebody else, or maybe take your shoes and socks off and start counting your toes as well. What you can do, what you can try and do, is remember that you know that 10 times 2 is 20, and then just count on from there. So 10 times 2, we just want one more for 11, so 10, 11. So we've got 20, 22. So there's lots of different ways of remembering that one. So 10 times 30, oh, not 10 times, Mrs Gabella, 2 times 13. So we have 13 here and 13 here, and we can see that one quite nicely if we count the 10 stick and then count the 10 stick. We've got 10, 20, and then 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Again, we know that 10 times 2 is 20, so I'm just going to write that down. And then we've got 3 more lots, so 20, 22, 24, 26. So we could do it that way. And I wrote that down just to remind me, so I didn't forget that I'd already counted the 20. Right, this isn't your challenge, this is just testing you. So what I'd like you to do is I'd just like you to pause here for a moment and see if you can fill out these number runs. So they are counting in twos. This one is the order we normally count in: 2, 4, 6. So that's our level 1, that's our easier one. Then we've got one that starts from 12, 12, 14, 16. Can you try this one? And then this one is mean because it's got the second one missing. So pause the video, choose one of those. Depends on the mood you're in today. Do you want the simple one, the slightly harder one, or the super challenge? And I'll fill in up all the answers with you in a moment. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. With this one, we've started here with the 12. So we've got 12, 14, 16, and it's the same as the row above. 8, oops, 18. Oh, I was having trouble with this. 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. I could keep going. Oh, okay, get to keep going. Look, here we go. So this one starts from 30, which is the same as we've got here. So we know the next one's got to be 32. And if you just look at the ones numbers, you'll see it goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 2, 4. So 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52. So again, we've got that pattern: 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 2, and then it would be 54, 56, 58. Okay, so let's have a look at our multiplication questions, sentences using this. So we're going to create multiplication sentences looking at Jack's cubes. So he has got 4 lots of 2, 2 in each one. So we can go 2, 4, 6, 8. And then because we know that multiplication is commutative and can be done in any order, we can just swap these 2 numbers around. The answer has got to stay the same. We're not swapping that number around, just the 2 numbers in the first part. So 2 times 4 is 8. Let's do it again with Laura. So Laura has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots of cubes. and there are 2 cubes in each of her columns. So she has got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 lots of cubes, 12 cubes. And again, the answer isn't going to change. We know that one, but the numbers are going to swap over. Sorry, I do not like that. I'm going to be fussy. So we've got 6 times 2. We've also got 2 times 6. Oh, right, let's have a look how many he's got. So he's got 2 columns and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in each column. And I don't like counting in sevens. So I'm going to count in 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. He's got 14. And we can swap those round again. And we know the answer has got to stay the same. We're only swapping round the 2 numbers. Okay, so we've got some questions with Mrs Gabella. We've got some questions with smaller than, greater than, or equal signs in them. And again, it doesn't matter if you don't know which way your smaller than or greater than goes. Just remember the crocodile always eats the bigger number. So I'm going to do the first one with you, and then I'd like you to pause and have a go at the first 2, the other 2 for yourself. So if you look at this one, we've got 2 times 2 on this side, so that's 2, 4. And then on this side, we've got 2 add 2, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, they're the same. So rather than trying to keep the answer in my head and then remember which one was bigger and which one was smaller, I've written the answer underneath, just to remind me. So pause the video, have a go at the next 2 for yourself, and then come back and we'll go through the answers. So 3 times 2, 2, 4, 6. And 10 take away 4, I've got 10, take away 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 5, 6. That's 6 as well. So again, those are equal. 10 times 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Oops. And 10 add 10, I know, is 20. Oh, that's a shame. I didn't get to draw any crocodiles. They're all equal. Right, your turn. Challenge 1. You've got 3 multiplication sentences. So you're going to have a look at the picture and write the sentence. Now they're all, I'm going to tell you this, so listen carefully, they're all going to be times 2. So all you've got to do is work out how many groups you've got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 times 2, and then you just count in 2s to work out your answer. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And you do the same for the next one. How many you've got, times by 2, and count in 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 to find your answer. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that so you don't copy my answer. And we'll go on to challenge the next part. You've just got a number line. So can you please just fill in what numbers go in those spaces on the number line? It's probably going to be easier if you're writing this on a piece of paper to write the whole number line out. Start from 0 and go to whatever this number here needs to be. Okay, challenge 2 is just like we've just done, where you have to put in the greater than, less than, or equal sign. So work out what you've got on this side, work out what you've got on this side, and see if you get to use any crocodiles or if they're all equal signs again. So what goes in the middle there, what sign? And this one I absolutely love. So you have got some multiplication questions on this side and some sort of starts of arrays on this side. So the first thing you need to do is finish your multiplication sentences. So I'm just going to do the first one and show you. 2 times 2, 2, 4 is 4. And then you've got to draw the missing counters to match the array. So I know that that doesn't say 2 times 2 because there is a counter here. So I'm going to draw the counter there. So I have got a 2 by 2 array. And then I would find out the answer to that one. And find out the answer to that one. Be careful with that last one because that one is there to trick you. So really, really be careful. Do the multiplication first. Check that you've got it right. It's not what the array says. So that one is there to trick you. Be careful. Right, and then on to challenge 3. and all you're doing is filling out the answers. So 3 times 2 here. Now, sometimes, and I've told you this so many times in class, the answer doesn't always go on the end of the question. So on this one here, the answer is at the end. This one here, the answer is at the beginning. Because an equal sign means that the things are balanced. So whatever you've got on one side of the equal, you have to have the same on the other side. So it doesn't matter if you have 3 times 2 is 6, or 6 is 3 times 2, as long as they're the same. So don't get scared by having the answer box at the beginning. It's still 9 times 2. You've still got the question. And be careful with the ones where the box is missing in the middle of the question. The best way to do those is count till you get to the answer. So for example, on this one, the answer is 4. So you're counting in twos. That's all you're doing today. You're counting in twos. So you just go 2, 4, and you'll see that you've got 2 twos. Okay, and then you can check it. 2 times 2, 2, 4 is right. So where you have got an answer and a gap in the question, be really careful. Count until you get to your answer. And the extension, we've got 2 extensions today. So Teddy has £8. Rosie has twice as much money as Teddy. So how much money does Rosie have? And that's quite a nice, simple doubling. We can do that. Twice as much means double. And the last question, Ava says, every number in the 2 times table is even. Shall I try that one again? Every number in the 2 times table is even. Is she correct? And explain your answer. So I don't want a yes or a no. I want an explanation. If you're not sure what an even number is, I did explain earlier, but it's one that's always got a partner. So even numbers are always in pairs. So if you think about what we looked at when we did our missing numbers, even numbers will always end 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. The ones in between are called odd numbers because they've got an odd one out. Enjoy your work, Gaudi class, and I look forward to seeing you for the next lesson.